Oh shit, dude, I cannot get the heat out. This was a bad idea. This is a really bad idea. Hey, sup guys, how's it going? So today I'm going to tell you how to build a trap account while I take some of this nice sweet ghost pepper powder. HH, this is for you. So I'm going to see how long it takes me in excruciating pain while I sit here and explain to you how to build a trap account. And so for the few of you that are wondering, I don't know if I can get a better video of that, but yeah, you can kind of see it. But basically this is as you can see, okay, this is ghost pepper powder mixed with habanero, scotch bonnet, handmade here in Nebraska, and having it on my finger can already start to feel the burn, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start now, and I'm going to explain to you how to build a trap account that I built. And let's go. So, start out, all right? Here's the thing that you want to do, okay? If you're going to build a trap account, holy shit, you basically you want to get your core mine up, okay? So you want to do basically all of these except for siege. I highly recommend don't doing the T4. Just, if you want to get to 10, do that unless you want to go low on might. So, holy. You just want to get this stuff to 10, basically, if you want to. Otherwise, go low might, do it 9s. Okay? Otherwise, do the very bare minimum for all of these. You don't want to go anywhere too high. You don't want to do anything too low. Okay? So don't do military command too far. Military leadership, get your wedges. I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care what they believe. You just get the wedges, okay? It's not that much might. Get the wedges. All right? Now, familiar battles, okay? Get your second slot. But if you want to get your third slot, great. But it's going to add a lot of might. Up to you. Familiars. Okay, you want to make sure that you're well, I didn't want to move that. That's my bad. But basically you want to do just kind of the bare minimum, get to pack 3 and call it a day. Okay? Wow, that's really, I can just really start to feel here. You want to make sure you do your wonder battles. Don't do it, don't do sigils, don't do wonder battles, basically don't add extra might. Okay, now you've done your research. What about your buildings? Okay, you want to get these to 25? I recommend getting them to 25 because obviously, who the hell wouldn't, right? Oh shit. Get the buildings to 25. All right, and then pretty much I recommend if you're gonna do this trap. God damn it! I keep pressing buttons I don't want to do. Okay, that's really whew. You want to get Mole Shaman and Magus. Okay, get those two, upgrade them, get them to 60. Then basically upgrade the talents and get this upgraded. Okay, keep upgrading it and get your army talent completely done. I did Magus first because this is mainly a range focus. Okay, now when you've done that, all right, composition. What does that need to look like? Okay. Your composition doesn't need T4. Ignore the T4. You can completely alienate the T4. You don't need T4. But what you do need is about a 3.1 million range. About roughly, right, 3 million or so into 2 types. In this case, I did infantry and range and cav. I did 700,000 range because it's better than doing a heal on T3 range, okay? I don't care what anyone says. T3 range, you can have T2 sharpshooters in there for a heal. It's not a problem. It doesn't cause any issues. It just makes it cheaper. Do it. Okay. Wow. Composition, done. All right, what about buildings? Okay, you're going to start out. You're going to build 6 or 7 or so manors. Build your troops. Make sure you put on your training gear, okay? And I'm saying get your basically do the most you can to cut the cost down. Okay, you want to make sure you build as many troops as you possibly can for the cheapest amount. Therefore, you want to do your heroes, but don't do all of them. Okay, so get Demon Slayer, get Bomb and Goblin, Scarlet Belt, Shadow Light's optional, Black Crow, Snow Queen, Sage of Storms, Prima Donna, Oathkeeper. I didn't do shit for Night Raven. So, as far as dumpster fire suggestions go, all right, if you're wanting to set up a trap account and you're wanting to do this in a somewhat fairly easy way to do, right? The one thing that I will warn you is that, you know, obviously when you set up a trap account for the very first time, it's going to cost you probably about shy of $2,000, and then probably a little bit of time and a lot of love and a lot of really carelessness. Here's the first couple of things that I noticed, at least with the trap that I made, right? And this is going off of Worthy Prince's trap, which, you know, was uploaded a few months ago. And here's what I can tell you, okay? For the first 3 things. 1, you don't actually need to swap your gear. Your core stats will probably more than likely carry your ass if you did it the way I did. You won't have to really worry, sweat, anything. I actually ran into 1 person out of an entire KBK that was actually capable of doing any amount of damage. Second thing, and this is really kind of where, you know, where some people I think probably don't really know exactly what's going on, but, you know, if, let's say you defend an Phalanx, for example, and you get hit in range, obviously you're going to be just fine. If you get hit in Cav Phalanx, though, and you're in Phalanx, obviously you're going to take a lot of reds, right? But how many reds? Well, it varies from person to person, but if you go up against somebody with, like, full Mythic Champion, and then you go up with somebody that has full Mythic Champion with artifacts, there's actually a pretty substantial difference, because I was able to trap people with Mythic Champion and not have very decent artifact stats, or not have Pack 5 Familiars, and do just fine. I can tell you that the Pack 5 Familiars actually have a pretty substantial difference in terms of how that really plays out. Like, the guy that has 700 to 900% will probably come close to 400 or 500,000 in terms of wounds costs. So if you're trying to go cheap on the wound costs, you're probably going to find yourself biting the bullet more often than not. One thing I will point out, though, is that initially I thought perhaps, you know, as far as this trap is concerned, I didn't even think I could really rally trap with it. You know, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know, solos are probably what this is intended for. But you can actually take rallies in it, and that's the funny thing. You know, I actually managed to not take 1, but 2 rallies. One was a lot more legit than the other, and the only major difference is they weren't full T5 by any means, but obviously during KBK, very few people really bother sending full T5 rallies anyway. Death Archer, or Death Knight. I thought about doing Lore Reaver, decided not to do it. Don't need pay-to-win superheroes. Hate to break it to you. Not necessary. Do get Rose Knight. Don't ignore Rose Knight. Now, given everything I've said, gear, what does that need to look like? Okay, so for gear, all right, all you need to do, okay? Okay, so for gear, this is what I decided to go with. Now, by no stretch of the imagination should you get too crazy with this, okay? But you want to have, preferably, the most amount of damage you can get into cav, range, and infantry. So I decided to go with the set that I have on right now, okay? This set works fine. If you want an improvement, get rid of your drum and get rid of your vial. Replace that with an ambrosial cup if you can do it. All right? And then your next best bet is get another ambrosial cup or get another blight ring, okay? Because you want the HP, more importantly. That's really helpful. It's incredibly helpful, okay? Wow, that heat. I can still feel that heat. But, you know, basically do your jewels, okay? Get your cav range inf jewels. And if you're paying any attention in Dragon Arena, make sure you're doing Darina, okay? For the curious-minded individual, no, you should not try and rally trap. You do Arena. The big thing with Arena, all right, is that if you do Arena, you want to get your Dragon cav jewels and you want to get those to purple, and that might not be such a bad idea, okay? Make sure you do it. It's a good thing. It helps. Now, beyond that, Okay, everything that I've told you so far. I've told you what gear to wear, what composition to have, and what kind of research you need. Now, what does your might end up looking like? Well, you'll be around 240 if you looked and did it like me. If you want to go low might, you want level 9s, you'll be somewhere around 180. Okay? What can you trap? Well, you can trap anybody. Mythic champ. You don't need to swap gear even. Okay? You can swap gear if you plan on taking a bunch of hits, or you plan on, I don't know, for some stupid reason you think you can rally trap. All right? And yeah, I've done it. I can tell you, you can in fact eat a rally. It can be done. Okay? Proof is here. I can say you can do this. I'm not saying that you should do it many times, but damn well you can do it. It can be done. You can in fact eat a rally. It's a badass idea, but you can do it. Okay? Everything I've told you so far, okay, this is what my building count looks like. They're all infirmaries. Maximize every potential capability you have to make your infirmary capacity as high as possible. You'll want it. Beyond that, okay, get your VIP level up as much as possible because it makes your life a lot easier, okay? On average, what's cost associated to this? Probably about 2 to 3K, roughly. Okay, 2 to 3K, and I say that because that's how much, in gear, you're going to probably spend $600 to $700 just in gear. Okay, if you start speeding shit up, yeah, it's going to chuck a little bit more money. So if you want to be price effective about this, a couple of places to do this. You can do it in Kingdom Tycoon to get your, get your packs, get your, basically get your gear a little bit upgraded. Good place to do it, especially during events. Make sure you're paying attention to Phantom Knight when it comes out. Great way to get a lot of resources, gold, and so on is from Labyrinth. And if you got an elite Labyrinth, that is a primo way to upgrade. Artifacts. Do I do them? I say yes, but if you do decide to do them, this is my mythos of logic. Do the ones that say leader. Screw the ones that say Battle Fury. The Battle Fury ones won't work because you don't get in Fury as a solo trap. You don't do that. It's kind of like being an idiot and doing this again. Okay? Holy God. That shit's hot. But main thing is, okay, if you've done anything I've suggested, God damn it. Oh, God. Okay, if you've done everything I've suggested at this point, all right, and you've got all of this done, you could effectively solo trap Mythic Champ players. If you are going against the top of the top, people that have got a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 account, you might take reds. So be careful. Other than that, that is how to build a solo trap. Well, using some really hot pepper shit. And I hope you liked the video. General rule of advice, if you actually get rallied and you're a solo trap, best practice is usually to drop shit and run. But, whether or not you're going to drop shit and run is really up to you. I've seen people do it one way or the other. It's not pretty if you wind up getting burned. Some people, they know what they're doing, other people don't. So if you are new to this, you want to be kind of careful because obviously the person that rallies you is going to make a pretty substantial difference. I mean, how do you know is probably one thing I get asked once in a while, and it's usually, right, if you look at a guy and he's 1.5 billion might, chances are he's probably got an okay set of gear. Now, there's a lot of people that you can tell that if they've got 11k heroes, chances are they're probably burning upwards of 10 to 20k or more in the game, so they're probably more than likely capable of burning you in a rally, especially if they've got the counter familiars, Jade Worm, the whole 9 yards. So you kind of always got to go into it with a little bit of caution.